Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Yamunadiravanachari Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Kunjabihari Yamunadiravanachari Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, chapter 81, verse 29 to 34. So as we have a lot of shlokas, I will be reading the translations and then we'll begin the discussion. So reading from text 29 to text 32. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. In Sudama's home were beds as soft and white as the foam of milk, with the bedsteads made of ivory and ornamented with gold. There were also couches with golden legs, as well as royal chamara fans, golden thrones, soft cushions, and gleaming canopies hung with strings of pearls. Upon the walls of sparkling crystal glass, inlaid with precious emeralds, shone jeweled lamps, and the women in the palace were all adorned with precious gems. As he viewed this luxurious opulence of all varieties, the Brahmana calmly reasoned to himself about his unexpected prosperity. Text 33. Sudama thought, I've always been poor. Certainly, the only possible way that such an unfortunate person as myself could become suddenly rich is that Lord Krishna, the supremely opulent chief of the Yadu dynasty, has glanced upon me. Text 34, translation. After all, my friend Krishna, the most exalted of the Dasharas and the enjoyer of unlimited wealth, noticed that I secretly intended to beg from him. Thus, even though he said nothing about it when I stood before him, he actually bestowed upon me the most abundant riches. In this way, he acted just like a merciful rain cloud. Purport. Shri Krishna is Bhuri Bhoja, the unlimited enjoyer. He did not tell Sudama how he was going to fulfill his unspoken request because, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, he was thinking at the time, quote, my dear friend has given me these grains of rice, which are greater than all the treasures I own. Even though in this own house he had no such gift to bring me, he took the trouble of begging it from a neighbor. Therefore, it is only proper that I give him something more valuable than all my possessions. But nothing is equal to or greater than what I possess. So all I can do is give him such meager things as the treasures of Indra, Brahma, and other demigods. Unquote. Embarrassed at being unable to properly reciprocate his devotees' offering, Lord Krishna bestowed his favor on the Brahmana silently. The Lord acted just like a magnanimous rain cloud, which provides the necessities of life for everyone near and far, but feels ashamed that its rain is too insignificant a gift to give in return for the abundant offerings that farmers make to it. Out of shame, the cloud may wait until night time when the farmers are asleep before watering their fields. The chief of the Dashraha clan, with whom Lord Krishna is identified in this verse, were especially renowned for their generosity. We'll chant some prayers. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamnitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. seeking the blessings of all the assembled devotees here in the temple hall and all the devotees who are connected now with us online. Please bless me that may I be able to glorify the Lord and his devotees, and may I properly represent the Guru Parampara and scriptures as revealed to us by Srila Prabhupada. So I'll again read the translations, but only the translations. In Sudama's home were beds as soft and white as foams of milk. So I request all of you to imagine. Bhagavatam is so detailed. Even when it's describing material opulence, although Bhagavatam teaches us the purest of pure, the ultimate object of life, that is loving Krishna. But it has everything. So when it discusses some subject matter, it goes into elaborate depths of what it is that we are hearing or what's going on. So please imagine, what is Sudama seeing? So home were beds as soft and white as foams of milk, with bedsteads made of ivory and ornamented with gold. There were also couches with golden legs, as well as royal chamara fans, golden thrones, soft cushions, gleaming canopies hung with strings of pearls. Upon the walls of sparkling crystal glass, inlaid with precious emeralds, shone jeweled lamps. And the women in the palace were all adorned with precious gems. As he viewed this luxurious opulence of all varieties, the Brahmana calmly reasoned to himself about his unexpected prosperity. So he's reasoning to himself. So it's something I want us to keep in mind, that he calmly reasoned to himself. So going to the next. Sudama thought, I have been poor, certainly the only possible way that such an unfortunate person. So this is what Sudama is thinking. Sudama considers himself as very unfortunate, who knows that he has always been very poor. And now he is wondering how he has become suddenly rich. So as myself could become suddenly rich is that Lord Krishna, the supremely opulent chief of the Yadu dynasty, has glanced upon me. So the Lord glanced upon me, so I have become rich. And the next shloka basically says, after all, my friend Krishna, the most exalted of the Dashaharahas and the enjoyer of unlimited wealth, noticed that I secretly intended to beg from him. So his friend, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the most intimate friend we all have, noticed that Sudama had a secret intention of begging from Krishna. Thus, even though he said nothing, who didn't say anything, Krishna didn't say anything, when he stood before him, he actually bestowed upon me the most abundant riches. In this way, he acted just like a merciful rain cloud. So this is Sudama's attitude, that what Sudama is feeling. And it's so interesting that if you look into the purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur shares us what Krishna is thinking. So, Bhagavatam is such a dance of reciprocations, what the Lord is doing and what the devotees are doing. And we see that Krishna is feeling embarrassed. For what? Just receiving chipped rice? We call poha in Hindi. And generally, when people beg in India and they go and seek alms, unless you are in a pious city, in regular places, the worst quality stuff is basically given as charity. So this is chipped rice. So even chipped rice itself is very low quality. Like it's super cheap stuff. Now also you can go to India and you can buy for a few cents. It's so cheap now still. And this guy begged it. So he begged something which is already so low from someone else. Means he even doesn't have that to carry with him. And then he's giving it to Krishna. And what Krishna is feeling embarrassed. How can I reciprocate? And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, that it is only proper that I give him something more valuable than my possessions, but nothing is equal or greater than what I possess. So this is Krishna's attitude. So when we give something to Krishna, this is how Krishna actually sees. That's why in our scriptures it is said that once a small tulsi leaf is given to Krishna, Krishna just says, even if I give you the whole universe or all the universes, I can never repay the debt. This is the mood of the Supreme Lord. So when I was going through these shlokas, I was reflecting few things. First of all, why does Bhagavatam, which is a scripture meant to lead us towards renunciation and self-realization, is first elaborately glorifying material opulence in this great context. Are these details not superfluous to a devotee, that we are already striving to transcend these material attachments? Why is Bhagavatam going in so depths? And not only here, many other places also we see that Bhagavatam goes into details. So that is first thing which was coming in my mind. And then second thing which was coming in my mind is that there is so much gratitude. Gratitude from the Supreme Lord and gratitude from this person, Sudama. And specifically, this was coming in my mind because recently there was, I attended a festival, online festival of gratitude, which I held in Chowpatty temple, and His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was speaking on gratitude. And he actually shared the same pastime on gratitude. So we will look into that what that gratitude is and how. But we come back to the first question. So anyone would like to comment that why Bhagavatam is going into depths of all these details, online or in person, whoever is here?
Can I try, Karuna Nimai Prabhu?
Please, Prabhu, enlighten us.
Okay. One way one can describe something that is great is by describing it indirectly. We can describe something that everyone can relate to and then say, but this thing is even greater than that. So maybe Srila Vyasadeva is describing the wealth just to make the point that the wealth of bhakti is even greater than that wealth that everyone can relate to.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Very, very valid point. Anyone else would like to comment on this? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, I was thinking, because in the purport, it kind of explains what Krishna is saying or thinking, that he's offering all the wealth of these great devatas, which is meager. He says it's actually all of this wealth is meager. So in one sense, it's being presented as glamorous and glorious, but at the same time for Krishna, it's nothing. It's like meager. It's a meager offering. So similar to what I think another said.
Yes, but thank you for highlighting that part of meager. And thank you, Anand Bihari Prabhu, for giving us that context of comparison. So we understand the greatness of what is being offered to us. So I was thinking, in order to understand why this is being so, I think we should understand the nature of Sudama and like the purity of Sudama's heart. So Sudama is a very humble devotee. He had no ulterior motive. If you read his life, Sudama basically, I know that we have already discussed in these classes, that how he went with Krishna to Avanti or Ujjain, and he studied there with Krishna. And now he's living as a poor Brahmin, and he's happy and content doing his bhakti. It is only at the request of his wife that he wants to basically go and do this. It's not that he is having any ulterior motive. It's not that he's really craving or he has some greed that, oh, Krishna is married to like so many thousands of queens. Each and every queen is Lakshmi herself. How much wealth Krishna has? He's Dwarkadhish. He's Mathuradhish. That I can just go and I can get. Years have passed and he's still living the way he's living. But his wife, it's not that his wife is greedy. Wife wants to serve the husband. She is seeing that my husband is doing so much austerity. How can I make my husband feel better? How can I serve my husband nicely? She's just wanting to serve and please her husband. And Sudama is just thinking, oh, she's such a great devotee. She has been with me in this humble, modest living condition. So I want to serve her. So they both are actually serving each other. So none of them actually have any ulterior motive that they want to gain any riches. So the first point is that Sudama is not going to Krishna to actually really crave wealth. When he's received the love from Krishna, the way he received, he thought that his life is perfect. He doesn't need anything else in life. But Krishna, because he is Antaryami, he knows our heart. He basically understood. And Krishna is fulfilling this desire, not because this devotee is asking something, but basically to glorify the principle that he is there by the side of his devotee. Whatever is needed, Krishna provides. And that is the main thing which basically I was able to reflect on. It's just like sometimes a loving parent gives more than what child is asking or what the child needs. Similarly, Krishna is giving whatever is needed. And also, how much Krishna is giving, it's also showing Krishna's omnipotence. How Krishna is not only the master of all the universes, he's Jagannath, but he's also the ultimate proprietor of everything. So that is also another point. And another important thing to note is that first, these shlokas we see the wealth being described so nicely. And in the end, it's written that Sudama calmly reasoned to himself. And then in other scriptures, it is described how Sudama still led a life of detachment. It's not that because he received all this, he forgot his practice. He forgot Krishna. He forgot bhakti. He was the same person. So wealth can become a blessing when it is used for dharma, for bhakti, and for service to others. And that's what Sudama did the rest of his life. So he's an example actually. Bhagavatam is not a scripture which is basically teaching us that, oh, if you want to get Krishna, you have to be poor. If you want to get Krishna, you have to basically go to the street and invite all the calamities maybe in my life, so only I will be a qualified devotee. Bhagavatam is not saying that. Bhagavatam is basically teaching us that wherever you are, whatever condition you are in, please try to remember Krishna. Please love Krishna. And Krishna is the proprietor of everything. And if you want to feel happy, truly happy, then we have to connect with Krishna. And then ultimately, in the next shloka, we see that it is compassion of Krishna, that how Krishna is so compassionate. Without even saying anything, Krishna hears us and then he just gives whatever is there. So, when I was reading these shlokas, there were a few other things which were coming in my head. Sorry, I actually was thinking a lot of things. It's already 7:41. And I thought that maybe, I would just read few shlokas which I thought that are related to this section which we just read. So first shloka is that how Krishna is Krishna and intentions basically. So the first shloka is 9:22. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga shemam vahamyam. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So a shloka which came in my mind. Another shloka in the same chapter. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Tad aham bhakti uparatam ashnani prayatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. So Krishna is not asking us to give emeralds and jewels and ivory and all sorts of things which we are reading. He's just saying, just offer me with love and devotion. And another thing to note actually, that when Sudama is going to see Krishna, he is anxious. What will I bring my friend? And more than, he's not just going to see Krishna, he's going with the attitude of service and gratitude to Krishna. And something which we can learn when we come in this temple hall, when we come to see Shri Radha Muralidharji, are we bringing anything with us? It can be simple as a leaf. If you don't even have a leaf, because I know flowers are not always blooming here in the city, we can at least bring good words and a good smile. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that, when we are coming here to take darshan, we should be in such a way that Krishna is happy to see us. So we should keep that in mind. Is Krishna happy to see me? Then another shloka which came in my mind was, but I'll not recite the shlokas as we have only 2 minutes, that the Supreme Lord grants the desires of his devotees in a way that ultimately benefits their spiritual progress. Now, why am I sharing this one? Because some acharyas have commented that there was a point actually in Sudama's life when he was living that austere life, that he got a tinge of pride, that I am living in this condition. I'm so austere. And one thing Krishna doesn't like is pride in the heart of his devotees. So Krishna actually crushed his pride by giving him all this wealth. So again, Supreme Lord grants the desires of his devotees in a way that ultimately benefits their spiritual progress. Then few shlokas on how we should be detached from outcomes. So Sudama is going to see Krishna, but Sudama is detached, just going with the flow. Whatever the Lord feels, I will just do that. So again from Bhagavad Gita 247. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. And then another shloka. One should understand that material reversals or gains are simply the arrangement of the Supreme Lord and should be accepted with equanimity. So these 2 shlokas is to just highlight that, we need to practice gratitude. Gratitude is like the foundation of practicing bhakti. And we can truly feel grateful if we try to understand or at least express it. So first step in feeling gratitude is to express that gratitude. Like genuinely saying that I thank you. So if you want to be grateful to Krishna, so say, because Krishna says, I'm the strength of the strong, I'm the capability of man, I'm the light of the sun and the moon. Krishna is everywhere. We are basically existing because of Krishna. If we want to express our gratitude to Krishna, we should express our gratitude to our Guru, who has given us this path and connected us with Krishna, to Srila Prabhupada. And if we want to express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, he's saying express gratitude to one another. So another thing which we should keep in mind, am I really grateful to all the devotees who are doing, like anyone has done any single service to us, we should feel gratitude, try to practice that gratitude. And I'm sharing because this is something which I'm reflecting and I want to imbibe in my life. At least words of gratitude, if of thanks, if not, I'm able to do any seva. So then a few other shlokas. That how one should use the prosperity in service. So again from Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 5th shloka, Yajnatan Tapa Karma, Na Tyagam, Karyam Evatat. Acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even the great souls. And then another shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 5th chapter, verse 22. The ultimate benefit of all penances, knowledge, sacrifices, and acts of charity is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by glorifying His qualities. Because, again, another shloka from Ishopanishad, Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam, because everything, animate or inanimate, that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota. So we should keep in mind that whatever we are doing, it's ultimately for whom? Any good quality we have, it's for whom? It's for Krishna's pleasure. Otherwise, our acharyas say that our good qualities are like jewels or gems on the head of a snake. Now, this is something which sometimes people say, that it is better to, better that other people are better than, sorry, let me rephrase it. Sometimes devotees feel that people who are not practicing devotional service are sometimes better than other devotees. Devotees that they don't get along with, or devotees they feel are like they should not be devotees. But Bhagavatam says again and again, even the most fallen of the devotee is far better than the best of the best of the best person outside. Why? Because that person is connected with Krishna. Otherwise, what is the use of all those good qualities? And then finally, it's 7:48. How the Lord fulfills the desires in the heart. So from Bhagavad Gita 7:21, yo yam tanu bhakta. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desires to worship, so Krishna is saying, not even like any desire we have, it is only by the sanction of Krishna that basically Krishna allows us to do whatever we are thinking of doing. And then final shloka, I'll say that Sudama is really feeling unqualified. Sudama is feeling that I'm poor, what do I have? And Krishna gave me so much love. So that is the mood of a pure devotee. But at the same time, at least I can say I'm not a pure devotee. So this shloka in the Bhagavatam basically says that whether one is free of desires, full of desires, or full of any other thing, worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves complete perfection. So this is, I'm quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, Akama Sarva Kamova, which has been shared again and again in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well, in the Madhya Gita. So with that, I think I'll conclude with these two shlokas. One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself as a proprietor and is free from false ego. Such a devotee is very dear to me. And the last one should always engage the mind, speech, hands and ears in the service of Krishna. So this one is from 9th canto, 4th chapter of Amrish Maharaj, that how Amrish Maharaj, although was blessed with the wealth of the whole world, how he used everything he had in the service of the Lord and practiced the 9 types of bhakti in his daily life. So with that being said, any comments, questions, corrections to people who are assembled here and people who are with us online?
What a cool class, Karuna Nimai Prabhu. You're such a shloka master. Thank you. A question. There's a Brahminical principle of simple living and high thinking. A Brahmana, apparently, if there is any extra income, they're supposed to spend it before the day is over and start fresh the following day. Did Sudama sell the house on day one?
It's a very nice question. Thank you so much for asking this question. No, Sudama used it in Krishna's service. If you see our acharyas also, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was gifted a Rolls Royce. The time when he had a Rolls Royce in India, there was only another one which belonged to the leader. I think that time the president appointed by the Queen of England used to go by the name Viceroy. So he had a Rolls Royce, and the other person who had a Rolls Royce was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He did not sell it. He said, I use it in Krishna's service, and he used it. And Srila Prabhupada also taught us the same thing. The utility is the principle. We should use everything in Krishna's service. And the teaching which you are sharing with us, Prabhu. So as per time, place and circumstance, the teachings, how they are applied changes. So that's why we should always consult Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So our gurus, Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada's spiritual master and our present spiritual masters are teaching us to use everything in Krishna's service. As far as I believe, I have not heard anyone being instructed that as soon as you earn anything, you are second initiated, you donate it that day before the sun sets. So I hope that clarified your question, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay, dear devotees, please, it's your turn to shine, to reflect back.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We're praying to Srila Prabhupada what you'd like to say. Hopefully we're able to bring that forward. We're hearing this pastime for a couple of weeks now. The subject is Lakshmi. The subject is the loving exchange between Sudama Vipra and Krishna. And we hear from Bhagavatam, and it gives us Shastra Chakshus. We're looking at things through the eyes of Scripture. So some of the refined perspective about wealth, that Lakshmi is a person. Interesting to mention that. Interesting to think. Chanchala, she's jumping, moving, comes and goes. Lakshmi is a person, and Lakshmi loves to run and jump into Krishna's arms. So like Nanda Vihar Prabhu was saying, if something comes to us, and like Prabhu was explaining so nicely, it's not just that we hoard it or that we lock Lakshmi up in the bank, but that is she's happy and Krishna's pleased when we allow her to go to devotional service. And Krishna says, no one is more dear to me than one who shares this message with others. So if Lakshmi is used to bring Krishna to others, this is appropriate. This is what we desire, and Krishna will show us. The word that they used for this mansion, that's Sudama, you know the word?
Ashram,
No,
temple, something like that.
no, mandir.
Mandir, yeah.
What is mandir? What does that mean?
A steady mind.
What is it?
Steady mind.
Yeah, peace. Man is mind, and dir is steady. It means that
Place of
the
steady
house
mind.
was a place of peacefulness, and that means it was a place where people were given access to the truth about Krishna and about serving Krishna, and that made them peaceful. That the house has a function. It's not my house. This is Krishna's house. The deity is here, deity of Krishna, and I'm serving the deity. I'm cleaning Krishna's floor, cooking Krishna's breakfast, paying Krishna's rent, and using this house to present what we've received from our spiritual master, inviting other people. And people, ordinary people, are attracted to the beauty. We have to see something beautiful. The eyes are not meant to be poked out. So when we see beautiful things in the service of Krishna, that is the perfection of the eyes, and the just like the ornament of a ring is enhanced the beauty of the jewel, which is the crown center, sparkling of the ring. So the deity of Krishna is in the center of all this wealth. And like it says, when Krishna puts on a jeweled necklace, the necklace becomes beautiful in the contact with Krishna. It's not that it's an ornament making Krishna beautiful. So these are some things Srila Prabhupada has told us. Lakshmi is a person. Lakshmi is meant to be used to glorify the Lord. The facility is meant to be used to present and share Krishna consciousness with others and attract them. Prabhupada's Palace of Gold in West Virginia, 250,000 people a year come to see there. I was there one time at the 40 Burger King managers from Georgia coming in a bus to see Prabhupada's palace, and then getting a book, getting some prasadam and meeting devotees. So this is a proper presentation, proper use. And we see Ram there, and he's looking.
Yeah, he's participating. Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu.
Prabhupada.
Thank you. Venisha.
Hare Krishna. Just two quick things. One, I wanted to reflect that and just I love this class. And one of the things I really loved, Adi Prabush is always instructing us that the purpose of these classes is to glorify Krishna, to come together and glorify Krishna. And the way at the end, I really felt like all those shlokas were like, the conclusion of a fireworks display. They have the grand finale. They were just going off one after another, and they really brought so much love into my heart for Krishna. And I just wanted to thank you for that. And then the other thing I really appreciated what you said about what do we bring when we come to see Radha and Muralidhar, and when we come to be seen by Radha Muralidhar. And I also wanted to reflect that I see whenever I'm in the temple, every morning I see when Adi comes, he bows to Srila Prabhupada very deeply, and then he makes an offering into the box, and I don't know the official name of the box that's in front of the altar, but that he brings something every time he comes to the altar. So that's also very inspiring. That I don't know whether he puts in $1 or $20 or $100. I have no idea how much he puts in, but that's not what's important. That just this notion of bringing something, and some of us have a lot of Lakshmi, and some of us have none, but always that we could bring something, even if it's a leaf. I think that's a nice attitude. I don't always think that when I come before the deity. So thank you for both of those things. Hare Krishna.
So just in conclusion, I have to go be in altar service now. But two things, if we can remember from this conversation we had. One,
Can they hear you? Did he?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay.
one is that how we should be grateful to one another, and how pleased Krishna is when we are grateful to one another. And the story of Prachitas can be remembered from that. And secondly, that whenever we come here, we can come with the mood of Sudama. We come here with, and so much is on our mind actually. We want to say a lot. We are going through a lot. Or we are happy, we are sad, whatever it is. But when we come to Krishna, we should have a mind that how can I please you, Krishna, in this moment? So if we have that idea, we have that thing in the back of our mind and heart, that Krishna is, Radha Muralidhar, they are here, they are persons. So have that relationship. And thank you, Venisha, for highlighting that. So I would be very grateful if you guys can remember this, and also pray that I can practice it. Thank you so much. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Speak about spiritual master, any way by which we can attain pure devotional service. Out to the Lord's feet, great honor. Praise one who crossed the ocean with tears suffering. Attain the mercy of Krishna. My wish that have my conscience purified from the worth of enemy. Come as lotus mouth. Attached to the Lord's feet is perfection. Opens my darkened eyes, knows my heart. He is my Lord. From an ecstatic prayer. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and warrior. Master, mercy to us. Give us a shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread over the 3 worlds. We take shelter at the lotus feet. Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Arjuna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, Jai Nitai Prabhu, we are tuning out.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai.
All right. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Afterglow. Sundaranandaji is in Samadhi. Look at him. This is how you chant. Yeah. Sitting straight. No distractions. Okay. Would anyone like to share? Would anyone like to reflect back?
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Kumari. Hare Krishna.
I was just thinking, just like in my own common language, about Lakshmi Devi, just to keep her in the flow. Right? It's like she doesn't want to be like captured. She's Krishna's. So, I think just knowing that Krishna takes care of us and just to allow Lakshmi to flow where she needs to be.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna Kumari. I like how Adipusha Prabhu said, don't lock Lakshmi up in the bank account. That was pretty powerful. Okay, any other reflections? Bhima Kaviraj is introverted today. Or distracted. We don't know.
You always got a cut on me.
Because I love you.
I missed most of the class, so I don't feel like I have a right to speak. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Lakshmi will come and go as she pleases. Even if you spend it all in Krishna's service, she just might up and skedaddle. Don't think that this is some kind of business arrangement. Oh, Krishna, I'm spending it on you. So why did you take it away? Because Krishna says, I don't want your money. I want you. When you come to Krishna, if you come with him and you give him 98%, you minus will give him nothing. Now, of course, Prabhupada and we say, if you've given 98%, then won't you cover the rest? But the question is what is that other 2% going towards? And who's here at 2%, really? Like for the world? We're usually probably, for me, it's like the reverse, 2% for Krishna, 98% for whatever's happening in my life. But if you marry somebody or if you are in love with somebody, but that somebody is holding some percent of love for somebody else, some amount of attachment, then what good is your love if it's divided? So it's very important that we don't enter into a business relationship and that we always, of course, strive. But ultimately, Krishna, there's nothing we can give to Krishna that he doesn't already have or that isn't already his, except us. Except us. That's that whole thing of love and freedom. And of course, how we spend Lakshmi Devi is a reflection of that love. But ultimately, we should never be proud to be thinking, oh, I'm spending all my money on Krishna and Krishna's service. And we have to do that, of course. But at the same time, we shouldn't expect that things will go our way because we're doing that. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, not our money, Krishna's money, right? Not my car, Krishna's car. Not my wife, Krishna's daughter. Not my apartment, Krishna's house. Okay, Sharmila.
Hare Krishna. One thing I heard some time back is that when we ask Krishna for any material things, it should be in the mood that it should be of service to him, in the sense that, for example, Sudama was very poor, and his wife thought of asking Krishna for help. Why? Because so that they could come out of that daily survival mode and be in service of Krishna. So if it's that should be in the mood, all the material things that we ask should be in the mood that should come out of this very basic needs, so that we can kind of rise ourselves to be of service to him, is what I heard and I wanted to share. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sharmila. Very, very, very nicely put. Yeah, sometimes this survival mode can impact our japa, our sadhana, our service. So we should be in the mood. There's a verse in the Bhagavatam. It's Jiveta. I'll put it in the chat and in the group, where it says that we should be in the healthy life mood. We should be healthy to serve. That's the criteria.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we should be in a mode where we can rise above these basic things, and then keep our consciousness towards service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sharmila. Mary Ellison, you look like you want to glorify Krishna in this afterglow.
To be quite honest, I fell asleep I fell asleep while Nimai was reading, and I like woke up at one point. I've been sick for the last couple of days, so I've been taking medication before I went to sleep, so it's been hard to wake up. But I've been like getting up for my alarm to hear class. But I'm a little like mind blown because I was dreaming about this person just handing me money. And they were handing me, like in mid conversation, just handing me $100 bills. And in the dream, I was like, why are you giving me all this money? Like, well, I'm not doing anything for you. Like, you're just giving me this money. And I was like counting it. And then I woke up and you were talking about Lakshmi, and I was like, oh wow, that's wild. So my heart was there and I was listening, and I feel like I was getting the reading and the wisdom, but my body was resting.
Nice, Mary Ellison. That's a valid Krishna miracle. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's very
You're
inspiring.
welcome.
And thanks for tuning in while your body is, sick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay, Adipusha Prabhu, you're beaming like you want to say something? Something that Srila Prabhupada inspired you to say.
Okay. Well, we remember when Hayagriva spoke to Srila Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I want to surrender everything. Remember that? And Prabhupada said, what do you have to surrender? It's not yours. Nirmama means nothing is mine. It was already Krishna's already, but at least if you have to give up the idea that it's yours, that's the thing to give up. Not that, and it's a very natural way of life. Whatever we come, whatever strength, whatever time, whatever facility, whatever intelligence, whatever Lakshmi, whatever people we have to assist us, let's pour it out with love for Krishna's mission. How wonderful is Krishna that he's giving us this, because people don't know what to do with themselves. And it's almost like they're just hitting themselves in the head with every piece of facility that, if you see somebody hitting themselves in the head with a hammer, there's a big controversy going on right now in the country about, oh, the government's going to lower the taxes on the rich, and the rich don't want to be paying so much high taxes, so therefore let's put in a government that will reduce our tax. But if a person is thinking, let me earn a lot and let me use it in an appropriate way to help other people and serve God. What's up with Andrew Carnegie said, if a wealthy person dies wealthy, his wife is a failure. So he spent the first part of his life accumulating, then all of a sudden he became philanthropic. But just mundane philanthropic won't help. We have to serve Krishna. Anyway, just a few thoughts.
So what do you put in that box? Is it a prayer or Lakshmi?
It's my heart. I try to make an offering every day. Scripture says that whenever you come to the temple, bring something.
Yeah.
Bring a flower, bring a fruit, bring a donation. Don't just come empty-handed, because we're here to please Krishna. We're not here to get something, right?
What if you come empty-handed? Can you give Krishna? What can you give Krishna if you come empty-handed?
You can say, Lord, I give you myself.
Yes. Thank you. Vaisheshika
And then you're in trouble. Then you're in big trouble.
Right? Your false ego is in trouble.
Yeah. Now, Vaisheshika Prabhu says that the only asset we have is our what? Who can tell me? According to Vaisheshika Prabhu, our only asset that we have.
Our love.
Very close, but vague. A little vague.
Love is vague? Okay.
Our free will.
Very good, very good. But not the one Vaisheshika Prabhu said. Our only asset, dear devotee. What is it that we all have? Hold on, that was a little muffled. What was that? Bhimapur, was it your horse talking? Okay, so Vaisheshika Prabhu says that our only asset that we have is our attention. That's all we have. So we come to the temple, at least we can give Krishna our full attention. We can meditate on the deity. We can pray. We can do little kirtan. Put something in the box. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up, Adipusha Prabhu. Very good. Yeah, just by watching a devotee like Adi, we can learn everything. Just watch. Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu, for being who you are.
Well, glories to Prabhupada. Prabhupada is the one who told us to do this.
Thank you.
Wasn't my
Thank you.
idea.
Thank you. There's another devotee. You know, every time I see him, he's always doing something, either mopping the floor or bringing flowers to the deities or moving tables, always doing something, always serving. I forget his name now, but just watching devotees is very inspiring. Then you can understand how bhakti can play out. What's that?
You were frozen for a bit there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm always frozen. Sometimes I'm not. When I'm hosting this class, I'm the least frozen. Now you were frozen, Adipusha.
Doing a good job. Oh yeah? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's wrap it up, dear devotees. Who wants to say Hare Krishna? Okay. Mary Ellison, while you're awake, please say Hare Krishna.
Go somewhere.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.